So we're having a bumpy morning this morning here at West Caicos. We're supposed to be 10 to 15 knots this morning, and we have sustained 20 knot winds. So we're gonna pull up the hook, which should be fun, and we're gonna head to Amanyara and hopefully tuck out of the wind and find some place to hide for the next couple of days while the winds spike up a bit and then start to calm down on Thursday. Another fun morning. Exciting morning here.
Yes.
We switched helms, and what happened?
Well, Carla was sitting on the seat, and it must have been folded down on the back, so she was just sitting on it, and when she got up to enthusiastically get out of the wind, she went whoom and shot it right at her butt, right out the back of the boat. So our helm seat that's been with us for years had gone overboard.
Got a little bit of a salt bath, but
we did a quick man overboard drill, which is always good to practice whenever you get a chance.
And
we picked it up masterfully.
Rescued our chair. So a little bath, and we'll let it dry in the sun.
And I think maybe 5 minutes to do the pickup. So it was quick.
Yeah, good test.
Well done, hun.
Throw something overboard. You never know what'll happen.
Preferably that person that annoys you on the boat.
Had a quick ride up to Amanyara, which is also a national park. So as you can see, all of these dive boats here are tied up to mooring balls, and they're diving. We still have lots of wind back here though, don't we?
22 knots at the masthead right now.
Yeah. But there's like no fetch at all, so we're literally just...
You can see the bottom.
You can see the bottom. We're in about 15 feet of water, yeah?
Yep. Low tide, 15 feet.
And this is the Amanyara resort with all of their little bungalows. And in here it's really nice. Like I said, there's hardly any wave action at all, so all we're dealing with is a little bit of wind. And plus all these pretty people can watch us on our yacht as we watch them in their bungalows. It's a windy day. Windy. Stay here for a couple of days maybe.
We got no place else to go on this that's out of the winds and the waves, so we might be here for a week. So
we'll wait till the winds die down. They're coming from the northeast, so we'll have to move if they come from the northeast.
I think we get room service here though, so I'm going to call and order us some bucket of champagne and some...
maybe they deliver.
I'm sure they do. It's Amanyara.
We are here off of the Amanyara Resort, and the wind is like perfectly calm. It's turning out to be a beautiful evening. The only thing that has us concerned is all of the super yachts and all of the boats left. So we're gonna hope that we don't know something that they do, and we're gonna have a really quiet night here. But it is absolutely spectacular tonight. You know it's calm when the cats play. This is the calmest morning we've ever had in the Turks and Caicos with the month that we've been here. Absolutely beautiful. I think it's time for breakfast. I hear the coffee grinder. Oh my God, look at them. Baby squiddies. I think that's mom and dad.
I don't know. I don't know how squid families are, but Dean's fascinated by them.
Okay, we're gonna go check out what's around the boat.
Around the boat.
Around the boat.
Get some free diving.
See if, yeah.
Free diving sounds better than snorkeling. It sounds cooler.
It does.
So we're free diving.
The master and commander's gonna go first because he's just braver.
We're back.
We've now been in the Turks and Caicos for 2 months, and we wanted to sit down and talk about why we're here and what our next steps are. So as you know, if you've been following our journey, we left Panama shortly after Christmas of this year, and we headed north to the Cayman Islands, spent a wonderful few months there, and then we made a beeline for the Turks and Caicos. The reason for that is because our next plan is to head over to the Mediterranean and to Europe. So by being here in the Turks and Caicos, we're well positioned to make a run north, which is about a 5-day sail to Bermuda, where we can provision Gargoyle and set up for the sail to the Azores. Or if we decide that we can't make the trip to Europe for whatever reason, we're now positioned to make a run south to get out of the Caribbean for hurricane season. So it's decision time.
It is, and it's especially decision time because Bermuda just had a big outbreak and they put in a 2-week quarantine. So that actually extends our stay in Bermuda because we have to do a couple of things.
We need to get a rig inspection for our insurance before we cross the Atlantic. Not a problem because you can get that done, but again, we're going to be in quarantine, so we'll have to spend 2 weeks before we get the rig inspection. We need to get our mainsail pulled. We've got a slight tear in it. We'd like to have that repaired, and then we need to provision the boat for a fairly major crossing.
So it's decision time, and we've been monitoring Europe pretty closely for the past 4 months to see if they can make some decisions on what's going to happen now and this summer. Right now, there's no non-essential travel for Canadians to Europe, which means we're not allowed there. We do have approval from Portugal to sail. We already have that in writing, and they're willing and waiting for us in Horta. But we don't know if we're going to be able to move out of Portugal into the other European countries. The other issue is in the Schengen area, Canadians can stay 90 days out of 180, which in normal situation wouldn't be a problem. We can sail to Morocco, we can sail to Turkey, we can sail to Croatia. However, with lockdowns in North Africa and other countries, moving between these borders is no longer an option. So let's risk it, right? Let's just sail over to Europe and in 90 days find out what happens. Well, that has a whole bunch of issues as well. We would be forced to leave Europe, which would be expensive for us. We have a boat to maintain in the Mediterranean, and then we need a place to live, or at least couch surf in Canada. And we are well over budget because of COVID costs in 2020. The other one is we have 2 crew members that probably would not love to spend 24 hours traveling on an airplane. So it's a big risk for us to go if we get kicked out of the country. And COVID is just, again, for the second year, causing havoc with our plans. So we have to make a decision if we're going to go east or we're going to go west.
Now, why is this so critical for us? So before we left Vancouver and we set our sail plan, if we put any one spot as a destination, it was the Mediterranean. So we are big fans of Europe. We have family in Europe, and we really wanted to spend a good year traveling Europe via our sailboat and via Gargoyle. I don't even know if we would have sailed away from the dock if Europe hadn't have been included on our sail plan. Carla, maybe, me, maybe not. So that's a big deal for us. The other thing is, many people are likely watching this and going, yeah, so spend a year in the Caribbean and then go next year. So we're on the clock. We do have a marina spot that we own as part of a co-op in downtown Vancouver that we value highly. One of the rules of the marina is that we can take 3 years to cruise, and they will grant a 1-year extension. So we can have up to 4 years. They've already granted that extension because of COVID. So we're now into our second half of our cruising plan, and we need to be back in Vancouver by June of 2023. So if we want to spend a year in Europe and we don't go now, we're not going to be able to see Europe as part of this trip. That's a big issue for us as well. Now, because of timing, if we're not going to Europe, we need to decide where are we going, because our insurance is such that after June 1st, we need to be below 1207 or we're not insured. So that means that if we are not in the south of, say, mid-Grenada by that period in time, we're not covered. And we can be dropped by an insurance provider. Everyone in the sailing community knows now how insurance providers are treating sailors. So we need to be very careful of that, because Gargoyle is such a large investment and really part of our ongoing plans. It is our home. So going uninsured is not an option for us.
We've got COVID lockdown in Europe, and we've got COVID lockdown in South America, and then we've got issues with insurance in the Caribbean. So we have now about a month and a half to decide where we're going to be by June 1st under the 12th parallel. And based on the fact that we can't get approval from any embassy to stay longer than 90 days in Europe, we've made the hard decision to not go.
And as you can tell, this is a very emotional decision for us. I mean, as we've explained, Europe was really the centerpiece of this this planned trip. So we are dealing with that, trying to come to terms with it. In the meantime, we need to be below 1207, so we are going to head south with a planned stop right now, I think, in Puerto Rico. I think we're going to stop into Provision and see some friends from SV Double Star, and then we'll head further south. So thanks for watching this week. Please subscribe to see where we end up and where this trip takes us. And ciao for now.
Ciao for now.